Anthony crushed over 300 pounds. He was 600 pounds when he started. And look at him now, just absolutely killing it. I mean, he could give a masterclass in confidence. Today's case study, we're going to take a look at Anthony. I followed his journey, and here are the 4 major takeaways that I think led to his success. 1, we can't see change in our life until we focus on consistency. And I think he hit the nail on the head here. You know, media today portrays weight loss as a quick fix. Lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks, or take this pill to specifically target belly fat. We want fast results because sometimes we're just absolutely exhausted of being where we are. One thing I tried to keep in perspective when I was losing weight was that it took me a long time to get where I was. I didn't get where I was in just a matter of weeks. It took months, even years, to get to the weight I was at. So it's unrealistic of me to think I could lose all that weight in a few short weeks when it took me years to gain all that weight. I can remember one time in one of my many failed weight loss attempts when I wanted to lose weight quickly, and I decided I was gonna do 500 calories a day plus cardio. And you can imagine that lasted probably 2 or 3 days, and I was totally cooked, didn't make it far at all, and I was back to square one. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of the craziest crash diets you've tried trying to lose weight? 2, you can't outwork a bad diet. This is so true, and this is something that I fell into when I first started on one of my many weight loss journeys, is that I would be really consistent in the gym. I'd be eating good, eating clean, and losing weight, seeing good results. And then that little devil would pop up on my shoulder and say, hey man, you've been doing pretty well. I think you need a reward. I think you need a treat. Like, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. And then I would have a cheat meal. Like, well, this is only a few hundred calories, so I could just burn this off. I'm going to the gym later anyway. I could just do an extra mile on the treadmill. But when I actually calculated out how much exercise it would take just to burn off a few hundred calories, I was always amazed at how much it was. It was always way more than I thought. You know, for example, if I was to eat a Snickers bar and drink a Coke, a Snickers is what? 250 calories, a Coke is 140. So that's roughly 400 calories that I could eat and drink within a matter of 10 minutes if I was really craving it. And that would take me probably about 4 miles worth of walking to burn that off. So in addition to the gym workout I was already gonna do, now I had to spend over an hour walking 4 extra miles just to burn off something that took me 10 minutes to consume. You know, after a while, I got tired of putting in all that unnecessary work, and I figured out it was just easier not to eat those things in the first place. And I even started associating those foods, the junk foods, negatively, because every time I ate them, I had to do so much work on the back end in the gym to try to burn it off when I could just avoid eating in the first place. 3, you're not going to be motivated every single day. You know, in the beginning, motivation is awesome. It's great. It's exactly what we need to get started. Commonly, the most energy or power needed to get started on something is in the very beginning. Once you get the ball rolling, it's easier to keep it rolling. The hard part is getting the ball rolling in the first place. But I found motivation to be a finite resource. The farther I get away from my starting point, the less motivation I seem to have. And that's when it's important to lean on our discipline. Your mind will lie to you. It'll say, this is too hard. It's much easier the way it was before. It doesn't have to be this way. It's not that bad. But we can't listen to those lies. You have to keep grinding. You have to count on discipline to carry you through when you lack motivation. I found that some of the best workouts I've ever had were on days where I absolutely did not want to go to the gym. But those were the days that were the most crucial that I show up, because doing what you don't want to do is what builds discipline in the first place. 4, you've got to get uncomfortable in order to become comfortable. Our bodies are incredible organisms. They're tough, adaptive. They can overcome extreme punishment. And our minds are extremely efficient, probably too efficient. And what I mean by that is the mind wants to take the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is not to change, because change is hard and change hurts. You know, looking back, I'm shocked at some of the places in life that I was able to get comfortable. The truth is, I wasn't comfortable at all where I was in life. I hated where I was in life. I was overweight, I had a dead-end job, I was unhappy, and I was going nowhere fast. But it was familiar, and with familiarity comes comfort. But one day I realized that comfort was killing me. And I came to the realization that I had 2 choices. 1, I could stay comfortable in my own misery and stay there forever and always be in a place of unhappiness. Or B, I could be uncomfortable in the pursuit of happiness. I could try to change my life, I could try to lose weight. I could try to change my job. I could try to be happy. I could try to make better decisions. And it would be uncomfortable because it's change and the mind hates change. Ultimately, I'm glad I chose the second path because being uncomfortable is the common denominator of change.